am I wrong for sitting back and doing nothing when my mom told my wife that she'd take us to court for grandparents' rights? Let's get into the background. So my wife Liz and I have been married for 7 years. We have preschool age children, and because we currently live in the same city as my parents, mom would take the kids while my wife and I worked. So it sounds like grandma is babysitting the kids, which is a really good deal. Liz is the one with a much larger income. She got an even better job opportunity that is requiring us to move to another city. I agreed since I can easily find a job in my field in the city that we're moving to. But after my family heard we were selling the house to move, all hell broke loose. Sunday, mom and Liz got into a huge fight because Liz told mom we'll move away and hire a babysitter for the kids so that she's no longer needed. Mom said she doesn't want her grandkids moving away, even said that we should let the kids live at her house while we move. Liz laughed and mom lost it at her, basically saying that Liz was an ungrateful witch and that her grandkids moving will only happen over her dead body. Oh no, she should not say that, because do y'all remember the Charlie Adelson case where the grandma wanted the grandkids to move where she lived and she wanted her daughter to have custody? So she plotted with her son to have the dad killed, and they did kill him. And the uncle to the kid was convicted of murder, and now the grandma is facing charges for the same murder of the dad. Yeah, you can't play with that over my dead body stuff. They began exchanging harsher words, and Liz snapped and told mom to butt out of private matters that don't concern her. And she said that she had no right to decide things regarding the kids. Mom firmly told her that she was dead wrong and proceeded to tell her that she, as an involved grandmother, knows her rights and she will be taking Liz and me to court to ensure that she still gets to see her grandkids. But I don't think that the wife said she can't see the grandkids at all. I think the grandma is overreacting. Liz was in shock and looked to the left and saw me sitting there doing and saying nothing. She told me to check my mom, but I told her that she was being unfair to mom and that mom had the right to feel upset because she will no longer be able to see her grandchildren. I honestly told Liz that she was a bit selfish to not consider my mom's feeling and her crucial presence in the kid's life first. Why would she need to do that when you already agreed that they should move? What the heck? What an unsupportive husband. I agree with the wife. Liz started arguing with me, saying that she couldn't believe that I didn't stand behind her and defend her after hearing my mom say that she'd get the courts involved. I said mom was upset and cannot be blamed for her reaction. What? Liz started yelling at me, calling me unsupportive and an enabler, then went home with the kids, insisting that my family is my problem and I should handle it, although this whole moving thing was her idea. What is this husband doing? The situation hasn't been resolved and Liz and mom are getting more intense in their fights. I choose to stay out of it because both have valid arguments, but Liz has called me awful for not siding with her after seeing how mom spoke to her and being okay with the fact that mom was willing to cause us issues in court. So, am I wrong? I get that Liz wants my support, but I feel like mom has been punished through no fault of her own after being a loving grandmother to my kids. Now, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you are commenting down below your thoughts on this case. Let's get into the analysis. The poster did not let us know what state he is in. As you know, I am licensed in California, so I am going to be talking about this in the context of California law. Remember, this is not legal advice, but just my opinion based on my legal experience. If you are looking for advice regarding grandparents' rights in your state, make sure you look into lawyers that offer consultations in your state. So let's get into it. California absolutely does have grandparents' rights, but remember, every state does not have the same laws, and there are some states that do not have grandparents' rights at all. So definitely look into your state if you're looking into a situation like this. Grandma is wrong and right at the same time. Let's talk about her being wrong in a non-legal opinion. I don't think that mom intended to say that grandma would never see the grandkids again, but rather that she doesn't need her as a babysitter anymore. So I do think that grandma is overreacting. But in a legal stance, grandma is absolutely right. In California, we do have grandparents' rights, and she can file in court in order to get visitation with the kids. But what grandparents' right is not going to do, it's not going to stop the parents from moving, and it's definitely not going to allow grandma to take custody of the children like she suggested. The parents are the parents and they can decide to move. Now, Now, who is absolutely wrong in this situation is the husband. I think that the husband could have easily diffused the situation by saying, hey, mom, we're not saying you're never going to see the kids again. We can create a schedule where you'll be able to see the kids every quarter or twice a year or whatever it may be. He could have diffused the situation and said that his wife didn't mean that she was never going to see the kids again. Now, I would like to know if there was more context to the conversation, and the wife did say that, but based on this story, I'm not seeing that the wife said that, but just seeing that mom said she would get a babysitter instead of having grandma watch the kids, because obviously they live in different states. So I think husband absolutely could have diffused the situation and not caused such a big problem if he would have just stood up and supported his wife in this and kind of eased the situation by creating a visitation schedule with the grandma. So like I said, with grandparents' rights, grandma would be able to see the kids, and it might be something like once a quarter or twice a year or 2 weeks during the summer or whatever they come up with in court. But they're not going to stop the parents from moving, and they're not going to give the grandma custody, because it doesn't seem like there's an issue with the parents being the parents. It's just grandma wants to see the kids on a regular basis, and it's nice to want, but that's not the law. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you like this video, make sure you check out this one where this man took his ex-wife to court 15 years after the divorce.